what is the meaning of inheritance?
It's something that our parents or our ancestors
Yeah.
left to us.
Okay, you are inherited. That means the property we are inheriting from our parents, that is being addressed by object-oriented technology. So it's a similar, it's a inheritance. Then, um, then I will discuss on encapsulation also. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation means capsulate. That means the two things can be combined and stay together. That means if you all the files inside your folder, then you can keep the folder. So everything is inside the folder. That means it encapsulated the things. In C, we'll have variables. That means like a structure. The variables, that means holding data, and the code, that is the function, is totally, truly different. You cannot recognize that this code is related to for these variables. But in Java, the code and data, it will stay together so that we can carry on. As we have already started this scenarios like encapsulation, but I didn't mention you that this is encapsulation. Like the class is totally encapsulated. The data we have and also have the code. That is, the code means the functions. Code means the method. So today I will cover two things among four pillars. What are other pillars? The other pillars is polymorphism as well as abstraction. So polymorphism I have already discussed a little bit, but I didn't mention in the name the polymorphism. That is the same name of the functions in the same class, isn't it? Even the same name, the same parameters also have in the different class. And we'll discuss on there are two types of in polymorphisms. One is compile time polymorphisms and another is runtime polymorphisms. We'll discuss on that. I'm just giving you an introduction of the four pillars of object orientation. And the fourth one is abstraction. What is called abstraction? Abstract. Have you ever heard about this abstract word? Anyone?
Pardon, sir, the what?
Sorry?
Pardon, could you repeat?
Sorry, your voice is echoing. We heard the abstract word from the abstract noun in English grammar. There is some noun, proper noun, common noun. There is a abstract noun. What is that noun? Basically, abstract focuses on, you cannot touch, you cannot, you can just feel it. This is the abstract. That means sorrow, happy, the happiness or sourness, or abstract noun. This type of thing. So abstract is like you can just feel it, but you cannot see. You cannot hold it. That's abstract. So the abstract also incorporated in our object orientations. The last one will be the abstractions. So now I have already shared inheritance slides. With this inheritance, I will discuss some couple of things like this super keyword, the final keyword also. And today I'll try to cover the static keyword. I have shared those slides in Google Classroom, but before the for the basement of the understanding, I will go for the inheritance. Okay, let's start with inheritance. Where's my slide? Maybe it's visible.
Yes, sir, it's obvious.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now the word inheritance you already know. So inheritance in Java is a mechanism in which one object acquires at the properties and the behavior of the parent object. That means your parent has some property and the methods like the behavior. So you can inherit those properties and behavior. Hmm? Like we call the like father, like son. That means the same as a father, you are representing your appearance of the face. Focuses on your father's appearance. No? The habit you have grown up with your father's habit. The property your father bought, that is for you. That is for you, that you will inherit those properties. Even some properties you have the behavior, the functionalities, but some properties we cannot have, we cannot inherit. What those properties that your father has, but you cannot inherit, you cannot get those property. Can we example any one of that your father has but you cannot inherit? Yeah, the knowledge, your education, your certification cannot be, your father's certificate. If your father is a doctor, you need to be a doctor by studying. Faith also. Okay. So thing is, the idea behind the inheritance, in Java, yeah, experience also. Hmm? In Java, that you can create new classes that are built on existing classes. Why? Because your father already exists in the world, and you are new. That means you are extension of your father. That means the child class, the parent class, and the child class. Why we are creating child class? Because we want to extend, want to go for extension. So that's why when you inherit from an existing class, that means when you get inheritance from existing class, you can reuse methods and fields that parent class. That means the reusability of the code will be easy, so that you don't need to create your own method. Your father has one method, so you can inherit that method, that behavior. So you just you feel that, okay, this is my method. Like you used to tell that this is my house. So you welcome to my house. Is it your house? Is it your? This is your father's house, but you used to tell your friend, this is my house, isn't it? Because you are inherited. So whatever your father has, the thing, the properties and the method. You don't need to rewrite the same code in your class. So why? Because if it as it is, you can use it. But why you are there? Because of you are specialized, you are inherited. You need to have a different dimension of the behavior. Like your father has the capability to drive a motorcycle, okay? motorbike. And that means the drive method your father has. Your father can drive. He also can drive, but you can drive a car. That means this is a specialized method, not similar like your father, but the name is same. So if you don't create your drive method, you don't need to create your drive method. Is the same method you can use. That means your father's or parents' property and the parents' method can be inherited, can be used as you are. That means feel like this is my method. And you can reuse the methods and fields of the parents, and moreover, you can add new methods. You can add new methods, fields, or in your current class also. That means you are not only just extending your father's name, you have the different knowledge, you have the different functionality, you have the different capabilities. That's why you are new, your extension. What is the called extension? Extension is the base is okay. It's also with you, but you are extending. I'm extending my building to after 5 floors. That means the 5 floors is still with me. Okay. So inheritance represents is a relationship. Is a relationship. It's a notation is called the is a relationship. What is called is a relationship? That means the child is a parent. Like the child is a parent. For example, I have a animal class, and I have a tiger class, I have cow class, I have lion class. So tiger inherits the animal's property. Cow also has the animal's property. So what basically the relationship between animals and the tiger? So we are used to tell, okay, tiger is an animal. So is an animal, isn't it? And things like that. Okay, the human class is a parent class or base class, and men and women is two different class. So man is a human, a woman is also a human. So relationship between parent class and the child class is a relationship. It's the English like word, is a relationship. Okay, or we can also call the parent-child relationship. So why use inheritance in Java? For method overriding, that is called runtime polymorphism. So the 4 pillars are mostly will overlap with each other to discuss on. So the method overloading, that means the runtime polymorphism we can achieve, like my father can drive, I also can need to create another method like drive. So that means I'm overriding the method that is for my parents' method. We'll see in code, so that it will be very easy to understand. Okay. Now the code reusability. The code reusability is the mostly we are using the inheritance, because if I don't have anything, at least I have the father's property. If I in my life, if I don't achieve more, or if I cannot achieve or extend more property, still I have the father's property, isn't it? That's why we can use the code reusability. Now, the terms used in inheritance was called class that you know. The class is a group of objects. That means within a class you can create many objects as you can, and have the common property. The class has the common property. It's a template or blueprint which objects are created from the class. Okay, that is the definition of class, you know. But the base they put the common behavior, the common property that object has, okay, and the subclass or child class, or you can call the derived class. So what is that? The subclass or the child class or the derived class, whatever you call the same, which inherits the other class, which can inherit the other class. It is also called the derived class or extended class or child class. That means when we create another class, and if it is derived or extends the existing one class, that this class will be a child class or the subclass. And the superclass or the parent class. In the respect of this my child class, the parent class, the previously existing class is called the superclass or the parent class. And the reusability means you can reuse, okay, the same code you can call. You don't need to rewrite the things. Then this is the syntax of inheritance. Like the class, you put the name, the subclass name, like men, and extends the superclass, that means human. Extends the superclass. Things like that, okay, person, you are also person, I'm also person. But you are a student, I'm a teacher. So that means a student and teacher can have the same parent like person. So what can I say? What can I tell this relationship? Teacher is a person. Student is a person, isn't it? Is it clear? So far, is it clear?
Yes, sir, it's pretty clear.
Sir.
Okay. So this is the new keyword we will discuss. That's extends.
Sir. So what is the difference between this inheritance and the constructor or another method? You can also call that method, right? By using variable.
Sorry. Just repeat it.
What is the difference between this inheritance and the other method that we can call?
The inheritance is the way of communicating, way of transferring reusability of the code from other class. The constructor is within the class. That is when we declare want to create an object, the construction method will be called, nothing else. The inheritance is the way of reuse our code from our parent's code, from our parent class. That is, it's a communication between one class to another class. There are a couple of communication between classes. Like, from the main method, we can create the object and communicate with this class by sending the message through their methods. It's a one kind of communication. It's a public communication. But if we have, okay, the other class can be inherited, can be reused by the parent class, by the child class. That is one way of communications inside your house, okay? The father and the children all are in the same house and they are communicating. The people cannot see. The people feel like, okay, oh, the children has the object, and if I want to use the method of the children of the child class, that when you write the object dot, you will find the children's or child class methods. Also, you will have the parent class method also. We'll discuss on that. Everything will be visible from the public. You will feel that, okay, you don't understand from the public point of view that the children don't have the property of the parents. The public will feel that, okay, this is his property or her property. It's a different paradigm. It's not similar like the method. It's a way of communicating between subclass and the parent class. So we'll use the extends keyword. That means I'm extending from my parent class. So it's also has the different conceptions of the, it's called the generalization and specialization relationship. That is, parent is generalized, parent is generalized for all the children, and each and every child have some specialized. So that's why it's called the generalization specialization relationship also. Is a relationship, generalization relationships, and the parent-child relationships. Okay. So the keyword indicates that you are making a new class that derives from existing class. So the meaning extends is increasing the functionality, extensions of the class, existing class. In the terminology of Java, a class which is inherited is called a parent or superclass, and the new class is called the child or subclass. Maybe is good enough to understand. This is, we can say like this diagram. That is, all are employee, like teacher also employee, programmer also employee, the register also employee, all are employee, the security also the employee. But all are employee means the employee has the property that is shared to its children. That means the employee has a property like salary. So every programmer should have the salary, every security guard should have the salary, every teacher should have the salary. So why should I declare the salary again and again to the children class? I don't need to declare the same salary variable to all the children's class. Okay, so I will put, it's a common property, that's why I will put in the parent class, and we can use it like that. So this salary will be shared. This salary, like if I declare a programmer object, and if it is public, okay, then the programmer like Ajkal, okay, the programmer is Ajkal is equal to new programmer. So if I tell Ajkal dot, then you will see bonus and salary also. You don't declare any salary field in your child class. Understand? So this basically is the relationship. Chahiyo.
Is it just the same like the nested structure in C before?
Nested structure. Yeah, nested structure. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for your nice understanding. Nested structures, But structure is basically we are using in a very rigid way, but the class is very flexible. I can put anywhere, I can inherit from anywhere, But in the structure, you can declare a structure within this structure. So the notation you just see the triangle. The triangle, the sharp side is always to the parent. The sharp side, the tip, the sharp side will be the parent side, and the base side will be the children's. So the employee here can have multiple child class. Like you can declare programmer, you can declare security guard, you can declare teacher also. So just you will make a notation with this one that all the children have the same side. Okay, you can draw this another line from here, just it's another child class. So now this is a code. Like employee has only one property, this is called the salary, and the programmer class can have only one property like bonus. But when we ask for the programmer P like the programmer dot p dot salary, it is shown like that. Okay, I'm giving you the example in just I'm opening my where is my Eclipse? Let me start the Eclipse. Let's say if you can extend the parent class to the child, can extend the child class to the parent class. No, no, Mr. Khan, you cannot extend the uh, child class to the parent class, because by definition you are inherited from your parent, and the parents cannot be inherited from the children.
Sir, let's say we will make the class, we will make a different class, the subclass in one package. But instead of using this inheritance, could we just simply use the import method?
That means that you can use like whatever we give the example how to use this class. But any class you can import and you can use it. No matter it is the relationship between if you feel like that everyone is totally different, no parent-child relationship in the world, what will be happen? We may not be a social being. So this inheritance is totally focuses on our real life conceptions. That's why I told you the object orientations is similar to our real world. Everything is inherited, feeling like that, like we are inherit or our parent class is super parent class. Super parent class means the parent class doesn't have any other parent class. That is the final parent class. We are substance, like we are we animal? Like we are the living things. The living things have two types of living things we have. Like animals and we're called the animals and the trees. Animal and trees, like there are two types of living thing. So human is a living thing, tree also living thing. So that means the property we have, we are inheriting from the living thing class. And the living thing and non-living thing is also a child class of the thing. That is, thing is a super parent class. Everything is thing, whether it is living or non-living. So no matter basically the object oriented, you can use anything in by importing. But the thing is the new paradigm you can use like inheritance, so that you don't need to do so many things in your main method. Like I'm giving you the example, I'm sharing my
So, sir, let's say it's not only about to connect from class to class, but it is something that more likely to be used in hierarchical things, is it?
yeah, hierarchy. So it's all about the hierarchy. You can see this way. I will discuss on this also. Hierarchy. There's a hierarchical relationships, that a single inheritance, there's a multi-level inheritance. I will discuss on that. But before going to there, I want to just go for practice. What basically the feeling.
One more thing, sir.
Sorry?
So, one more thing. So we couldn't say that one subclass can be apparent for another subclass in the same level.
One subclass can have, yeah, you have two brothers.
I see. I see.
But you cannot have multiple parent. You cannot have multiple parent.
So that means it only belongs to the same super.
Yeah, the super class should be only one. Yeah, because in the real life also, can we have two fathers? Huh? No, you cannot have. You cannot inherit two fathers. So it's the same as the inheritance also. So let me start a new project for you, the brand new project. But we have 4 moms. Oh, who's telling 4 moms? Ajkal, 4 moms. Can you example that? How many moms you have? 4 moms, how can? You have only one mother, That is biologically you are inherited. Do you have multiple moms? Cannot. You are born by only one mother. Your father can have multiple wives, but you are not from. Okay. So let me start a project like inheritance. Inheritance. Okay. Then I will finish it. Okay. Now I just want to create a class first. What class I need to create? Like okay, person class. Sorry, okay, person class. Okay, and that should not have any main method. Just person class. Okay. And we can have one thing I can do. I need to create a package first so that it will be organized way. Okay, root package, just root package. Then I will create another package like lib package or okay. PMIS package. Okay. Then I'm just dragging this one to the PM class. Okay. So in the root class, I will create the main method here. Okay. This is my maybe app method. App class. I will have this app class. Okay. So the app class has the main method. Okay. Okay. Later on, I'll use it. And I will create another class like employee, EMPLO, employee class. Okay. Then I will want to create another class like student. Okay. So this person class, the person class, I will have some property, like I'll put not a private now, pub, public now. It's for sorry, for public now. Then int person has ID, okay, and public string string name, okay. There's two property we have, and the employee class. I'm just put public now. Public emp ID should be int. Then public int or string designation. Designation, and employee has salary, okay, something like that. The student has what property? Public int student ID, then public what are the property, like string university, okay, take the university name. Also have public string PROGRAM program name. Program name means you are in CSC like that. Okay? So these three classes I have created. So I will inherit the person class with this student. So what I can do, I will extends 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 person, sorry, extend person. Then the same thing I will also create for employee. Okay, person. So then go to app class. I'm just didn't create any for the first version. I'm just want to open the student student. Okay, student Ajkal, sorry, Ajkal, okay, is equal to new student. So if you say that Ajkal dot, you see the ID name also, ID comes from person, the student name also comes from person, and the program name you already have, the student ID already you have, the university name is already inside your class, but you cannot see the employee designation. So what basically is inheriting? I'm just, okay, the ID, easy, this my ID is this. Then Ajkal dot name, I can put name AZKL. I will call Mr. Ajkal. then azkl dot the student ID may have 100,000, okay, 1001. Then azkal dot uni name is called AIU. Azkal dot program name is called CAC. Okay. Yeah, I can access through the people will see, okay, Azkal has everything, isn't it? People will see Azkal has everything. Azkal has ID, Azkal has name, Azkal has student ID, university name, program name, all are for Azkal. People, I'm calling the people. Why you know people? This is main method is a public to the all. The main method, so I can screen bigger. Okay. How to increase the, how to increase the font? I forget about this. How to increase? Is there any editor? No. Colors and fonts. Okay. Oh, how to? Fine. Can you see now? Okay. Then fill the people. Basically, this is public. So public. This method is called driver method, so that we can drive our operations from main method. This is called main method is called the driver method. Huh? The driver method. And this public. So driver always main method is public and driver method, so that I can use anything, I can operate my applications from this main method. From this main method. Okay. Okay. Now, is there any question? Do you understand? Anisha, is it very tough? Inheritance? Very easy. Object orientation is very easy to understand. Anisha, is it very tough?
No.
Correct. Now I will just do something more so that you can understand how to create methods and how to share the methods. Now I will omit this one. I will omit this one public, because I told you from the very beginning, your property should not be private. Should not be public. So what you need to do, you just put the private here. Okay. I'll copy paste. Then to this one also, I will put the everything is private, because the property should not be public. Okay, sorry. Now your application will be errors, because it's not visible now. Everything. So what I should do? From the person, I will set the getter setter. So getter setter is one kind of way of communicating with private properties. Huh? So getter setter, how to code the getter setter? I will write by keyboard. No, I just right click this one, and and where's my code? The source. Then then there's this getter and setter. This one, okay. So ID and name should be the getter and setter generate. The code is ready. Java is very easy, ne? His code is ready, you see. So what I will do, this is the public method. Okay. Now from the app method, what I will do, I will Ascal dot get, see, get ID. Now it's the same. Get ID. Then I will put, sorry, no, set ID, not get ID. It should be set ID, so that I can put this. Oh, sorry. Okay, this one. Now is okay. The set method I can have dot set name should, sorry, should be Mr. Ajkal. Okay. The same as the student ID and everything will be the getter and setter. So I'll click on source, then go for getter setter and select all and generate. The code is ready. Jubiri, it's a magic. It's a magic. Now that's why my kid told me that Java is easier than C. So everything is get ready. You want to see what basically the code. If you want to write this code, see the setting method should be the parameter so that I can set this method to my property. The getting method, basically the getting method I have, it will return the string value because this is the type of string. So getting and setting, this is called getter and setter. Getter and setter, so that I can easily communicate with our objects. And the same as the employee should have the getter setter. Where's the getter and setter? Select all and generate. Okay, it's quite fine. So now the code is very easy to do. Okay, this setting, set student ID. So put the student ID, this, then dot set university name. Okay, AIU, obviously the double quotation, and you will have set program. Why is problem with I don't know. Okay, with CAC. Okay, something like that. Now, if I want to print this one, how to do? Println. Sorry, I just forgot. I'm just feel like that I'm doing C program. That's a printf. Sys out, then put a space bar. Then I will put, okay, the ID. Oh, okay. I'm just a student, student. Like, I will put everything. I'll put everything. I'll put everything like get ID, isn't, sorry, Ajkal.get ID. Ajkal.get ID. Then I can put the plus sign again, then put comma. For like within the one code, I'm just for comma, then plus. So you can concate. There's so many string there, okay? Ajkal dot get name, then plus comma, oh no, then plus get Haskell dot get university name. Okay, not more than that. Okay, now if you run it, okay, see, so it's very handy code, isn't it? It is very handy code. You can put okay, so that it will be easy to see. So this way you can inherit your properties, like the properties. Now I will declare some methods. Still the method setter getter is already shown. So like the person has not only the getter setter, person can work. So like I can call public void work. This is the work method. I just put sys out. It's called person can work. Okay. So from there, if I want to call Haskell, I'm just putting the Haskell plus Haskell dot work. See, Haskell work. This method, oh okay, already sorry, I don't need to because printf already is there. So what I just call it, nothing else. So it will show that method is executed. See the person can work. But if I want to do another method in this class, the public void read, a read method, because the student know how to read. So in the same method, if I want to ask dot, you see, read. So this is also accessible. It's usually you can do. So is there any questions like I am accessing all the person's property and the method through the student like Haskell? Understand? Okay. Now this is called the inheritance at a glance. But we can put some special things like if it is like if I tell this one a person, okay, if I tell this person work is totally protected, what is the happen? This is not accessible because only children can get access to this work method. So what I need to do, I need to create I need to create a work method here. Void, okay, public. If I do it, okay. Thing is that I'm just calling this method work and read. Okay, this is the super dot walk work. So that means student can read, student can work also. Now, oh no. This cannot be possible. This cannot be possible. Okay. Now within the read, I'm just calling this method so that I just want to see a person can work. So within the read, the is executed, but inside the student class. Inside the student class, I can use this. Inside the student class, I can use it, but you cannot get access from the public, from the outside world. Within the same room, you can use it. Okay. Why we add set in front of ID and it's only for setter and getter. I want to set the value of the variable. That is called the setting. So by default, it's a meaningful name, setting ID. Like I said, I want to get the value from the ID field. So that's why they get. And it's a naming convention. You see the naming convention, the camel casing already done. The camel casing, what is called the get ID is I is capital now. The get name is capital now, but it was a smaller letters. It's a get ID name also. Okay. If you see the university name of the student, okay, the university name is a name already at the capital, and this set uni, this U is capital, and the name is also the capital. That means is maintain also the naming convention. Okay, how the return and this work? Which one? Why use super? Okay. Because of the parent class, we call the super class, isn't it? Because of this parent class, we call this super class, isn't it? Is it super class? The super keyword is used in this. That means it tells us, okay, this method is not inside me. It is coming from my parent class. This is called super class. So if I call this method, if I call this method again for the internal methods, what we use this method? Like if I want to create a constructor here, okay? If I want to create a constructor, now just imposing my constructor here. Just create a constructor. Is called the default constructor. It's not. I will create the parameterized constructor. Constructor. Using this to say I'm creating this constructor. It's already using the super. What is the super of person? What is the super of person? I didn't create any super class from person, but the super class is coming from the object class. What is called the object class is a built-in class. The super parent class, the object. Like Adam alayhi salam. So you don't need to create this one. The super class is already built in the object class. Is not named the object class. I'm showing you this method. I just omit this one now. So this is the super. I have the parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. So you will have some errors. See. You'll have errors. Why errors? Because if you want to instantiate of the student class, you need to construct your parent class also. So what is the conceptions of this one? I'm just showing you this one. Okay. You know, your superclass is this inside. The superclass will be automatically instantiated when your child class will be instantiated. When your child class you want to instantiate, automatically inside the memory, the superclass will be instantiated. So you see, when I instantiate the student class, within the student class object ASCII, already within the student construction, the superclass, the person class will be constructed automatically. But before creating this parameterized constructor, there was a default constructor. That's why it's not giving any message. But now it's a totally parameterized constructor. Without using this parameter, you cannot create an instance, even in child class also. So what I need to do, I need to create the constructor is add constructor of a student ID. Okay, this constructor, you know, you say when you at least when you want to construct this one, you have to supply the ID and name. Otherwise, you cannot do at least. So what I need to do, I need to put the ID and Mr. Ajkal. Okay. Then I don't need to call this too. So within the constructor, you feel like the student has ID and name, isn't it? But I know inside, I know that the student doesn't have. The ID and name is consisting in the person class. But through this student class, I am passing this parameter value to the super class. So I'm parameterizing this super class. Okay, now this is one constructor. I want to create another constructor like within my what is called within this ID name and university. Okay? So generate it first. You see, automatically ID and name is, you have to address it because your parent has only one constructor, and that is parameter constructor. So if your parent class have a default constructor, you may not have using this one. Like I want to create a constructor here without. Okay, this is only the person, nothing else. So just I want to tell you this is I just called. I'm just telling you a person is created. Okay, now you can omit. Now you can omit. What is your okay, where is your student class? Okay. Now you can omit this one easily. Why? Because your parent class already have a default constructor. Parameters also, but either one can be used. Okay, so I just don't want to use this constructor. Okay, and within the app, I don't need to put this one. It will be okay. Oh no. Maybe. Oh, this one I already have. Okay, I just omit this one. So now it's okay. Now it's okay. It's running. But thing is, you just see. Now the person is created first. That means when person is created, when your ASCII, the new object is created, that time the person is created. After I assign the values by setting, and just getting the values and displaying the method. Before that, when I declare or create a new instance of the class student, it's automatically a parent's constructor is called. So if I want to create a normal, the default constructor like this, what is my source? Okay, this is I don't want to, okay, just create this one. Automatically super is called, isn't it? That's why. But I want to omit this and put, sorry, sys out. I'm telling you, a student is created. Okay, now run it. Sir, the person is created first before creating a student. So obviously your parent will be created first, then you can born. Okay, understand? So thing is, when you create your own instance, that means the children instance, the parent instance already will be created. Understand? So the constructor ways we can see our parent class also. So if we have only one constructors, that is parameterized, you must have to create your own constructor with using the parent's parameterized constructor. So if I want to use this constructor, inside this constructor, I just want to create this method, super by supplying the variable like one and what is called a student. To student like that, you can send this, but this is a very hard code. So what I can do, I just transferring this method to id, then string name, and through that I just send this value id then name through this. So you can have, now you can put the id and Mr. Askar. Okay, now you don't need to put this one. See, the student is created. Sorry, where is a student is created? Let me check. The student is created. Before that, the person is created. But this is called. That's why it's not shown. But what I can do, I can use the same, this method also called from this where. How to do? If I want to call the another constructor from this constructor, how to do, Askal? Anyone? Chahio? Do you have any idea?
Again, sir.
How can I call this constructor from here? Last class I showed you, isn't it? That was this. This within the parenthesis, it will, because of this is a constructor, nothing else. So this is the object of this class. That's why we call this this dot id and this also the constructor. You see, there is a default constructor, that's why it automatically called. Now if I want to call this method, okay, Say the person is created now. It's called this person is created now. After that, it is being created by a student. That is in this way. And one thing we can do now, we can see that in debugging mode from main method. I want to start debugging from here. How to do? I just create the debug app. See, if I want to go to this line, how it is being created, you see. The student ID arguments, okay. I would just want to go inside this. So, another class loader, I don't want to see this one. Okay. After this, this method will be called, the constructor will be called. Where is my, okay. Say, inside the constructor, it goes. Within the ID and name, you will call this super class. That is super constructor. Go inside the super constructor. The person is called here. After this, is called this one. This will go to here. See, this is going to there. Then it will execute. Oh no! I just don't want to see this. Okay, this method I just don't want to. Okay, now is person is created first. Then it will come again here. Okay. So you see, now the value will be initiated to the person. To the person. Okay. Then it is initiated. Now see, the ID and name is already defined. Okay. Then you can go to this one. Okay, then I will don't go to this print on this. Then okay, then it's done. The construction way is done totally. Now go to there. Okay, so the setting the student ID, I'm supplying this ID to this method so that it will go to the setting method. Is it? The setting method will, the ID will be assigned to the here. Now the ID is 0. If I want to just run it, you see the ID is now set. Then come to that one. This way it will automatically set, then get, just printing this one when the ID is getting, the name is getting from super class. This super class, then main method. Okay, you see the get name from the person is coming. This is returning value. This main name is already have the Askal, Mr. Askal, and it will return from this. After that, it will go to this again. Then I'll bring the get name. Okay. After that, there's it's appending because of the string. So I will omit this one. Okay, I will omit this one also. I don't want to. Now the print. Okay, that's Ascalis. Now go to the read. The read is defined inside the student class. Then after that, I just want to see the student can read. Now go to the parent class method. See, the person can work. So this way, you can check how to propagate your code inside the parent class and the children class through the children class. So understand, Juberi, the why I am using the super keyword. Juberi. So you have to practice a while and let me know your experience. Okay, great. I have an example in slide, the bike class. You see the concept of inheritance, bicycle. I have the bicycle, this is the parent class. I have some properties like gear and speed. And bicycle has a constructor, the parameterized constructor, so that I can set the gear and speed first. Then the bicycle has some method, like the apply brake. That is, when you apply brake, your speed will be decreased. So you put the decrement, how much speed you can decrement. Okay, and if you want to speed up, that is increment, like speed will be incremented one after another. So one thing is another is the twisting. You can use this twisting also, but before going this one, I'm just showing you the what is twisting so that you can use. Basically, if I want to get the twisting method is already have in our object class, super parent class. This is the twisting. You see the twisting. So I will use this twisting using this method. Okay, I will generate this one. So student automatically is, the twisting is all the parameters values there, so that you can get the twisting rather than you just create this one. So I can omit this one, and even I can put ASCII dot twisting. I can put the twisting method. I just omit this one, can read and run it. See what is, oh, no, this should be, okay, this should be inside the case sits out, okay, because it will return only the string. The student class objects, oh, no, not this one, okay, student class have only the, it will return the string, nothing else, return the string. And if you see the override, why it's override? Because this method is coming from the object parent class. So what I need to do, I just use this on only the sysout, nothing else. Okay. See, the student, the ID is this, the student name AIU and CSC. It's all together. And the same thing you can use in person class, so that the data can be visible very nicely. The twisting, okay, this twisting. Even if I want to get this twisting, okay, not, yeah, okay, with the parent class, where my source generate twisting. Say now the inherited method, okay, the inherited method I want to see also. So generating this one also, you see the get class hash code, so many things is coming. But I want to omit, okay, make it done, okay, no problem. So I just want to run it, and you see the total features of the class. See, the student ID has the name ID, the get ID is the one, the get name ASCII, and the class is this class, is definitions of this class, even the hash code is defined in the memory size, okay. So this is so far, I want to give you the chance to run your code by yourself and get experience and share with me how much time I should give you. Chayo, how much time I should give you for practicing? Jairan, long time, after long time I see Jairan, the smart guy.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
After a long time, I just watch you. That the nice face.
Sorry, I'm. This is the first time I use my phone. Yesterday, last week I
Okay,
used the laptop.
okay, okay, no problem. But I'm just trying to make you on board. Everyone is students, so that you can get benefited from the online class. If it is as a offline, as a face to face, I may go to your PC so that I can see you what you are doing effectively. So that's why just just requesting you all to open your camera, nothing else. Okay. The thing is how much time I should give you for practicing this inheritance. So far, I taught you. There are two classes. One is parent class. You need to have the child class, and you need to call in the main method in another class. How much time I should give you? Shirajun Nabi?
Yes, sir. I think we can start, and then if we face problem, we'll ask you, and then if finish, then finish.
Okay, but when I will knock?
15 or 20?
Or 20. Okay, 20. 20 done. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm coming back after 20 minutes. I'm still there.